everyone? I'm going to do a little temporary rearranging. I got to figure out a way to relay out this shop where I have 8-foot access to all of my tools. Currently, right now, without opening a door, I cannot cut anything at 8 foot. So that's loads of fun. So we had to pull pulled the table saw over and moved the bandsaw back. So mainly just rotated it, and then I throw the dolly under this guy because this guy is a bitch. He is heavy. So we're gonna pull him back, and then I think I'll have enough room to run out the door. I think he's gonna have to shift a little bit that way too. Sounds good, Cheryl. So that's what I'm currently working on, just trying to get this maneuvered where I can join my 2x4s. Pull that forward, grab the other way. There we go. Just kind of walk back. In fact, now I don't know if I'm going to get out the dolly. Push that back forward. Set it down. Just what the guy with the sore neck wanted to do today.
Keep your ass inside.
What on earth? We had dogs escaping the house. Let's see here. I'm almost positive that's going to give me the 8 feet I need that direction towards the garage door. I just basically have to get where I can clear it. Okay, so we're good that way. I think it's got to move towards the garage door. I have 8 feet behind it. I'm at like 90 inches. So 7 feet 6 inches. So it's got to go like 6 inches this way. God damn it.
I fucking look up and Hannah was just roaming the yard.
That sounds like fun. I am on the way.
Not Maybelline though. She was standing on the porch,
Yeah.
whining because she wanted to come out, but she knew she couldn't.
That's right at 8 foot.
I mean, it varies just like we move it this way.
Yeah. But I got to put the table saw first.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, this is bad. I need to get rid of that bench so I can put this over there. And then I'll be able to do 8 feet.
Well, we gotta get rid of the kids' room so that I can.
I know. We were supposed to be doing 2, but I fucked that up. Alright, I think I finally have the space. let's see. Yeah, 8 feet 2 inches will work, and then the other end will shoot out the garage door.
Cool.
Just gotta find my goggles, and we'll get to work. All right. See if I can set you guys up over here, looking down at the joiner. There we go. Should be a pretty good shot. I'm gonna take and kind of wrap this around the tensioner. That's off. Right out of the way. I thought you were sneaking in. All right, here we go. So, first things first, these are brand new knives on the joiner. So let's make damn sure I don't have any staples on these. Both sides. I'm only gonna do one side, I think, still. Alright. Make sure there's none on the other end. There we go. Alright. We're going to go ahead and prep all of these and then we'll get at it. I'm going to get back just a hair so I can pile all my. What's up, Judge? $127-year-old house? Man, that's pretty wild. Clean there. Not on this side. Go. The other one, I need like a little pick or screwdriver to get underneath it. We got 4 of these that I gotta rip. I grabbed 5. One thing that I failed to do when I did this bid, that I've got to get better about doing, is I need to bid an extra 10% for materials and purchase an extra 10%. And that's just going to save me hopefully a few trips back and forth to the depot. Here we got one on the end, of course. There we go. checking both sides because I'm not sure which side I'm going to use yet. I did pick up 2 of these last night, extra, that aren't going to work for this project. But I just couldn't pass up the grain that they had on them. They were gorgeous. All right. Whoa! And there goes the TV and almost the laptop. Gotta go take care of that real quick. Gotta give me another HDMI cord that's longer because I can't run it over the door. It's hanging across the door. You can lift it up over if you need to use the door, but you can't like leave the door propped open. Alright, that seems good. And that side's good. So check this in. Alright, we're ready to go. We're plugged in. Let's see, might get a better view up here actually. There we go. Alright. So whenever I'm joining, I like to do when the bow runs this direction. I find it a little bit harder to do it with that side down. I find it a little bit harder to do it the other direction. So we're going to go this way. And what we'll do, if you're unfamiliar with the way a joiner works, we're going to run each end with one light pass. I think I've got this set up to take like a 30-second off at a time. And then we'll run it all the way across. Make sure it's making even contact all the way. And we'll go from there. super straight edge we can rip on the table saw. So that's what we were doing. There, you can see, got a nice clean edge all the way down. And the reason struggling at the end is, despite how heavy this damn thing is, it still wants to move on me. When you get out here, you're putting all the pressure to hold that 8-foot stick down. You're getting quite a bit of force going. I would say this is at least 250 or so. It's wild. All right. Let's not cut these other three so we can move on. Got quite a bit of table saw work to do with those dados that we're going to run today. A slight crack on this, but it looks like I'm going to be able to avoid it when I cut these. I run this side first. This one's actually pretty damn straight, so this one should be a little bit easier. The joiner is one of the tools that, in my opinion, requires a little bit more skill, because you can actually make a problem worse if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. If you just run it straight across the whole time, you're going to end up with almost just a smaller, mirrored version of what your board looked like beforehand. Oh, got a less splinter, but comes with the territory. I gotta get a new switch for this. But cutting, you can hear it start to cut less towards the end. If you have to keep all of your pressure on the output, say the constant increase, your board is just going to destroy it.
Probably there's 2 more times to get back up. Okay. Your hands been slipping like you got a giant sliver. Not a fan of cedar glass. That's what you need for feedback and power help protection. Yes, man. Trying to hit down the lot here. We only got about 8 inches left to get flat. Right? So I'm not going to feed it through this way. You're going to get testing and things like that. I might end up having to latch this when I get back because I'm struggling to get it caught there. does say the board is also kind of going like this. You can also fix that on your joiner. I don't know that I'm going to do that today. Might just have a slight motion. That is right. Our last one. That's great. Terrible. Like, oh my God. Well, no, I didn't mention this. Where you already touched on the opposite table. Probably a second arm. Better from the back. That's just a push forward. I'm just pushing on my opposite table. Woo! Alright, we're good. Finally. Alright, last one. So hard to see the ball this direction to this direction, but the ball is going the other way to go back. And we're going to go with it this way. Alright, go for it. Woo! Woo! One more pass. Alright. Now the real test is going to be over here. Let's see how I did.
Lord. Is anyone even watching this? Yeah, I got a handful of people. Not Ken. You're able to comment. Woohoo! Yeah, that thing needs wax bad. It's. Whew. That was honestly, if you're struggling that much, stop what you're doing and wax it. Because that was not entirely safe. But when I set up the head, I'm literally have like that much of it exposed. But it's an old Craftsman. It does well. I know you mentioned that you run a bunch of Craftsman tools, Keith. Is that what your joiner is too? I'm sorry I got you blocked there, John. I don't know what I did. It was that way from that very first live of mine that you jumped in where you won the planner. I never even saw you anywhere in that chat. So it's an older model, but that's cool. I mean, honestly, I like some of the older tools better than I do the newer ones. The lathe, the table saw, and the joiner are all right around 18, 20 years old. So, anyway, we're going to see how I did here. If you're ever curious how well of a job you did joining boards, the best way you can tell is stick them together, pretend like you're going to join them. Or glue them together. So, I think with clamps, I can make a pretty solid glue up with that. Seeing a little bit of daylight at the end, but I think we're pretty solid. This one is hard to tell because those are going two different directions. But I don't really want to face join those. That's going to be even harder to get through there. Although I got one smooth face. All right, I love you. What's up, Happy? All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna have to get the shop put back together so I can join these on the table saw. Or not join them, rip them. Do-do-do. It's nice though to use the joiner. Makes me feel a little bit more like a woodworker. I felt very much DIY the last handful of months. Did you guys see the short for the new picnic table? I think it turned out pretty cool. Not the live, but the live was the same shitty production quality I always have, but show this off real quick. See which end is which. This end. God, I look like shit. I really have a face for radio, don't I, guys? So, and then it's this end. Here. So calm down. Did I glue it shut when I put the trim piece on? What the hell? I might have. That was fantastic. There we go. I had used super glue to put my magnets on, and then I set it outside and to attach this. I'm wondering though, what do you guys think? Do you think I should put some bolts in this? I'm not thinking that super glue is going to last, especially outside. It's like a Gorilla Glue gel, but it seems somewhat solid, but I almost think I ought to throw some bolts in that just to make that last. So you're doing a tool shuffle as well, John? All right. Gotta move the table saw back. Easier said than done. Clamps falling off. I don't think I have the joiner quite back where it was. All right. There we go. Oh, hell yeah, John. I'm excited for you, brother. It's going to be super cool. I'm trying to decide when I'm finally going to make the move and take over those two stalls of the garage. Plan at this point is to basically just take over all three and let the wife find out as I do it. I've talked to her about it a little bit, and she probably knows what I'm doing, but those two stalls are going to be for production. And then this side, I'm going to attach, since I'm renting, I can't build a real wall over there and anchor it with a ram set into the floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this bench over there and probably add on to it a little bit that way. And I should have a full 8 feet on each end. And I'll have a little bit of room to put a door in. So we'll frame that whole side off, and then we'll build some of those flop down benches for over here. We'll house the compressor over here. We'll run one line over to that side, keep one over here, and obviously get a bigger compressor, and end up having this as our finishing room. But the reason the tables will fold up is so I can get away with it and still park car in the garage, which is her whole thing. She doesn't want to have to park on the driveway anymore. We ended up having to move my old junk car in there because the landlord complained about it. So, but I'm at the point I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. No, she won't make me sleep on the couch. She's extremely supportive and one hell of an amazing woman. Anyway, let's get back to work. Kind of out of time on this. I should have worked on it last night, but instead I hung out with Keith and the gang. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the time and set up my Feel retarded right now. The featherboard. If I can remember what I did with it. There we go. All right. If you see Christina, Sylvia, will you have her come check out the table or holler at me?
What?
If you see Christina, can you holler at me so I can show her the table?
Yeah.
Or that lady comes and picks it up?
I have music on and I'm in the yard, so I can barely hear you. So if you need me, just let me know.
Copy. She's working on our lawn. Trying to get it all the dead grass raked out. I need to get a thatcher for my mower. Alright. Let's verify that these are actually 1.5 inches. Ooh. We do have an extra 1/8 inch. I wonder if I could straighten it. Do I have time to straighten these though? This is one of my struggles. I always want to overdo things. I'm not sure that this is necessarily overdoing things, but I don't know about that one. The other two I'm pretty confident I could get. That one's so bowed I may replace it with the other stick I got anyway. Fuck. I don't know, what do you guys think? Think I should face join all of these boards? Make sure they're straight both directions? Or should I just roll with it? Get these strips ripped. I don't know. I'm torn. I need your guys' input. What do you think? Are we face joining them or just ripping them? Sand them? I think the customer is expecting the rustic look. The only reason I joined those ends is to get them straight, not for the clean look. That way I'll be able to get a nice clean dado and a straight rip on them. I definitely wouldn't be able to quite sand them smooth or straight. That would take years. What are we thinking? Depends on how bad they are. So 2 of them aren't bad at all. Let me show you guys. So these 2, I'm pretty confident I could pretty easily get those nice and straight. But then at that point, does it really matter? And then on these, I don't know how well you can see that, but got a pretty decent bow to that. And same thing with this one. A pretty decent bow. And just the only reason I'm hung up on it, I would just go ahead and do it, but just rip them. What do you think, Razor? I'm leaning towards just ripping them. I'm only making like 110 off this project. So actually the perfect amount for me to go and buy a potato stack, so the next project's easier. Do I have a shorter chunk? Same width? Could you set this up? Probably gotta lock that down first. Push those forward just a hair more. Just trying to make everything hard on myself today. All right. I think we can work with that. Let's send it after we plug it in. I'm telling you, that's one of the biggest things I want to improve. Is just getting this whole shop where everything has a dedicated plug. I'm not constantly moving things around. Send it, fuck it. Chuck it in the bucket. Alright, here we go. Could be. There we go. Not quite. There we go. Woo. This blade is dull as shit. So because this one is so crooked, as I'm running through, too narrow on the one end. This is that one that we have to do like 30 passes on. Whoa. Son of a bitch.
Can I help?
Well, I got it.
Can you tell me,
This will be for the 4 foot lengths.
by chance, can you tell me where I can find the
Somewhere
bar
inside.
house? Okay.
Well, that's pretty fucking frustrating. So as I cut that, because this is so green, it just warped anyway. I know I had that nice and straight, but now we just have super bowed board anyway. That's pretty disappointing. I'm glad I didn't spend time joining that other one. Wah, wah, wah. Alright, well, it's gonna have to do. It's kind of lame. knock that off of the chimney. Now, anytime I have any trouble with the table saw, luckily I'm able to just kind of hit it with my knee and turn it off. So, let's go ahead and do our other ones and then we'll rip these ones. That sucks that worked so bad. I spent all that time getting that straight, only for it to turn out so bowed. Should know better because they're so green. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be too frustrated about it because this guy wants them by today and only gave me the deposit yesterday. So the wood didn't have any time to dry out or acclimate to the shop. So it's just what it is. That's what she said. Got doctors off my hair. There we go. That is way too tight. There we go. That one did the same thing. It's not as bad as the other one. But what I might do, I might just contact the customer and ask if he's cool with me adding one in the center just to make it a little more clear for him. Say hi to everybody real quick. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying, but because it's bowed along the 8-foot length, I'm going to have to face both of the bows this way and then run one right in the middle to suck that in. So that's what we'll have to do.
is already taking me way too long. The only thing I kind of worry about though with that is running the dado on it. Might be better. I might. Right. Look, Mom. Okay.
So we got 4 of those. Now, I guess our next step would be, what's up, Eric? Thanks for joining. I gotta look at these because I had some cracks in the middle of some of these. So I just want to make sure before I run these. Pretty sure I gotta readjust the feather board too. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna make contact. I love this feather board. I got it like 2 years ago when I got the bandsaw. And then I just got busy with life again, and it's set in the package until about a week ago. But I busted it out and tried it, and it definitely is a heck of a design. So if I remember correctly, basically you just spin this around. That was sweet. Goes back through there. And put the feather boards back on. And then your top piece and your washers and nuts. And later today, I get to deliver the 8-foot trellis that I made a while ago in my little bitty Cadillac. My plan is to stick it out the sunroof. So that should be an interesting thing. I'll have to make it short of that. Maybe I can get the wife to record me driving down the street with this thing sticking out the sunroof. Neighbors are gonna love that. All right. I want to get some of those. Have you seen the? I think some of these feather boards just have like a magnetic switch, turn the knob, and it just automatically locks down to your table. Thanks, Judge. That does not sound like fun. And what was that about, Cheryl? What's up, Pete? Or Jen? Sorry. All right, let's get these last 4 cuts made. Oh yeah, I need to check real quick. Find where that other crack was. So we got it right here. That could be one of my 4-foot pieces, and I think I can cut it off. 'Cause otherwise, I'm gonna have to straighten this other side. We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna send it. Got this one. This one we're good. And ooh, I hope I have 1.5 inches left of this one on the end. Did I join this one so much it's not gonna be big enough? No, we'll be good. All right. A little bit of burning, but should be all right. Take a bookmark. You're dying. First, I'm gonna make these. They're not all the way tightened down last night. Probably why it started to pull away from the fence. I really want to buy a dado stack, but I think I need to buy a new blade. This stuff with Pepper 8-quarter maple, they sell Pepper 8-quarter maple back. Struggling to get through Cedar.
on this on the bandsaw. Might not have worked as bad. But he removed a bunch of material. Alright. Well, that concludes. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Fucking knew that was happening. I did nothing about it again. The feed is cut off right now. Damn. I was killing it. My lives normally do not get this many people, so anytime I have 8 or 9 people, I think it's pretty cool. So just got it plugged back in. Any second now we'll be able to reconnect and get rolling again. Yeah, it's because I use my phone as the camera and stream through the laptop. So the laptop keeps the mic, and then the phone is the webcam. So, and the main reason I do that is because I haven't been able to figure out, and Keith, I think you told me, if you're still here, there's some setting I can change where it'll default save all my lives as public, but for some reason when I record them on my phone, it automatically saves them as private, and then you don't get credit for the watch hours. So I try to always use the laptop, but unfortunately I can never keep my phone charged. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm live streaming for 5-6 hours a day. But after I'm done with this, Keith, I'm going to give you a call if you don't mind, and maybe you can walk me through that. Let's see. Should be coming on any second now, guys. Sorry. Thank you for hanging out. There we go. It's kicking on.
Got some nice bookmark material out of the end of that. I think I might seriously slice up some thin strips on the bandsaw and make some bookmarks. Get that laser engraver going and make some bookmarks. That might be a good first project with that. All right. Let's see. Reconnect to the internet on the phone. And we should be back. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So now, I'm not going to make these 1.5 inch square like I originally planned. I was going off of the rough dimension. But I think this will be just fine, leaving it a little extra thick, because the guy plans on, I advised him against doing it this way, but he plans on screwing these onto his fence as like an extension. Vertically, actually, right next to the next section. And then I forget how he said he's gonna attach the post, but Hazard, I don't think I've seen you before, man. What's wrong with your joiner, Keith? Not sure I can help, but more than willing to try. So we're going to use, let's see, Dado's going to go in it this direction. Away. The rough faces are still facing out. And I'll have the smooth edges to do the joinery on. I'm back and forth on doing like a half lap. We're doing, whoo, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but damn. I don't know what I ate for breakfast, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start setting up to do my dados. We're going to have to feed these through with their bow running this way, so I'm going to lay them all out that direction. I would stay real straight. So what I'll try to do, fortunately I need 4 8-foot sticks. I'll try to use those as the 4-foot sides. Try to pull everything straight with joinery. that last one. See if I can knock that off with my chisel. First one that I cut that kind of healed up. If not, I planned on cutting it off. So. There we go. Beautiful. That'll work. So let's go ahead. Let's drop this down. And plan for these. So I want to dead center these. And then from there, we're going to do words. They're so hard. So dead center, and then I think we'll do 3/4 deep. Let's set the height first. All right, 3/4. And now let's do, so these. Ooh, that one's 1'11". That's not even close. The other one. 1'11". Then 11. 11. All right, so we're 1'11", guys, all the way around. And then, help me with this math. My brain is not working right now. 1'11", split in two with 1/8 inch curve. What am I setting this at for the dead center? So 1 and 11 divided by 2 will be 5. And we'll take that up to 30 seconds. So we'll go 22, 30 seconds, 5 and 22, 30 seconds. And then, but I need to subtract the 1/8 from that first, huh? So 1'9" divided by 2. So again, 18, 30 seconds. And then 5. Where am I getting 5 from? What the fuck? Oh, a 1/2 inch. Okay, so 1/2 inch and 18, 30 seconds. What is that? I guess we'll do 16, 30 seconds plus 18, 30 seconds. So that'd be 20. That'd be 1 inch. That doesn't make any sense. There's something wrong. Why can I not math? God damn it, I don't want to fuck this up. Oh, because I'm not dividing the 9/16ths. So that would be anyone in the chat able to help me with this? I am struggle busing hardcore. Overall dimensions 1 11/16. We subtract an eighth. That brings it down to 1 9. So we got a 1/2 inch. And then we're adding 9/32 to that. Right? Because it's 9/16, so 18/32. So divide that by 2, you're adding 9/32. Which would be so just this is gonna make me sound really stupid. Just call it a quarter. There's gonna be one mark past the. Well, as bold as these are, I probably should not be trying to.
Sorry to bother you. Do you have the other rake? Do you know where it is?
No. Maybe in there
I looked.
or around back. That'd be the only two places. Can't think of the number, but it should be 1/32 past 3/4, basically. So. All right, let's go for it. Send it. It's getting hotter out here. I'm going to be doing like a OnlyFans YouTube kind of combo. Take my shirt off and woodwork shirtless. All right. We're just going to kiss that, check it. Is perfectly centered, but I did just realize that was a waste of time because we're not taking out just the curve, we're taking out a full 1/2 inch. So that was a complete waste of time. So 1 11 minus 1/2. Hey guys, I'm sorry. Why am I struggling? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it should be 1 and 3. Yeah, 1 and 3 divided by 2. Divided by 2. So half and then 3/16 will become 6/16. And then divide that by 2. So a ½ inch plus 3/32. So 1, 2, 3. So 1 mark behind 5/8. And that'll be on both sides. Yeah, I've said a few times before, I'm majorly out of practice on all this, and then haven't really gone clear into 30 seconds very often before. Is it one? Did I say 1 mark past 5/8 or 1 mark under? 1 mark under. Like I said, probably wasn't worth the time to set all this up this precisely when those bowed so bad when I cut them. But we're learning every day, getting better. At least that's the goal. Not sure we actually are, but we're going to pretend like we are. All right. Real quick, let's just set it. Set up our feather board, and we'll start running all these. All right, let's go for it. Run that back through one more time just because at the beginning I didn't have good pressure down on it on the front.
on. So I was thinking on this, guys, I was going to leave a little extra room for this panel to kind of flow back and forth as it swells. You guys thinking 1/8 inch total or 1/4 inch? How much room should I leave for this to swell? Alright, got our first pass done. I'm talking about like having the data go a little. Yes, it's going. Lattice is going in there. So.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to text this customer. I should have skipped working on that Technic cable, but I'd already
had that gal come and pick that up today. Not width wise of the channel, but I want it to, like this direction, I want to cut it where I'm only going in about a half inch or so. That way, as that swells back and forth, it'll have a little extra room to move. But overall, I don't know that that's really all that important with this. It might be just another one of those things that I'm overcomplicating. I like to do that. Ask my wife, she'll tell you all about it. Trying to make sure these overlap just a hair each pass, so I don't have to go back and try to do something to clean up that channel. I think that's going to be good. All right, here we go. At the very end of this, I'm not going to be able to use it anyway, because it's already tapered off at the end with just a bow. There we go. Right after I got done saying that, I didn't want to make multiple or extra passes that were unnecessary. Can we do that? There we go. All right. Got some ones there. Working back this way. All right, here we go. There we go. That was beautiful. All the way through. Got a little bit in there, but screwdriver down.
It's 1/2 inch. Because I'm running a little bit behind today, I might have to find a way to deliver these too. Oh. There's kind of a luggage rack on the car, so maybe I could just stick them on there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll burn that bridge when we've got them all put together finally. Sorry if this has gotten so boring and repetitive. Ooh, got a nice breeze blowing through it.
go. One more to go on this pack. Run that again. Woo! I'm hurting today. Feel like just going back to bed, but not an option. Got too much shit to do today. If I do end up delivering these in a Cadillac, it's going to be epic. So when you're saying that, would you go an eighth all the way around or an eighth on each side? Total of a quarter. So I'm thinking an eighth on each side. Give it a whole quarter of an inch all the way around. I'm going to move this featherboard out of the way. I don't think I really need it right now. I feel like it's more in the way than it's helping. There we go. In there. One, maybe two more passes after this. Well, that's pretty lame. My throat plate is cracked. That must have happened today. I don't know how or when, but that is no bueno.
Y'all are dedicated. I love it. All right. One, maybe two more passes.
Should finally be done with this. And then I'm gonna sand over, get my saw marks off. What happened? I don't recall what I messed up. I don't think anything major. I'm not too worried about anything in particular right now. But we'll miter these, screw them together, and I'll be done for this project. I was gonna do half flaps on them, but it just, since I don't have a router bit right now that fits these, I think the miters are gonna look better. Just hope they hold up over time.
Oh, I think you're talking about when I discovered this stroke plate got cracked somehow. I have no idea how that happened, but I did say earlier, it is a 20-year-old saw, so we're getting there. We're going to be one more pass after that. So overall, $110 for this isn't great, but had I had a dado stack, which I'm making enough money off of this, 110 that I want to get is $110 or 109, I believe. Next time, it will be. So, and then I gotta get better at math. That's bottom line. Or even if I was to get a router bit, where I could do them that way. Either way, speed up these dados. That's where those are coming from. The way that they're falling off the end, they're not out the maybe. It's not going to be anywhere near the size of what you're doing.
Yeah, this is quite massive. But I think a router would have worked. I just might need some sort of empty and output support. Or honestly, I could just drop the router to the worksheet for the guide. That probably would have been the easiest way of all to do this. Just throw in a little trim router. But even that, I feel like I need to take 2-3 passes. And honestly, I wouldn't want to run a 1/2 inch data of 3/4 inch tape all at once either. So this is probably about maybe two passes on that. Do 3/8 of the time. Like I would be safe. I just try to push 3/4 through it. End up with this board across the street. Alright. Hopefully this is the final pass. It's so damn close.
This channel is now 3/8, so in theory, this should be it. If I can get it to land just right. One for the money, 2 for the show. Get ready.
No, that's a little under. Damn it. Oh, close. Promise I'm not going to be doing this all day. I think later tonight we're gonna try to get some planks screwed up for turning Tuesday. I'll have to show you guys. I was a moron. I did have the right reamer for the barrel trimmer. I just was retarded. One more on that pass. All right.
What we got here? 118. Not doing too bad. Anything new going on over here? Nothing new. All right. Rock and rolling here. Luckily, these are getting a lot lighter. Feels bad.
All right. Send it. That's good work. go just hair wider.
I have a little bit of play with it. That's like a press on fit right now. I'll do hardly anything. There. Let's see, how well did I get that centered? So I spent all that time on that. Looks pretty damn good. All right.
Might be a little bit off around that where we decided to go. The hair wider. Channel. All right. There you guys real quick. Yeah, just get it on there. So that's the game plan. Right there. And then I don't think it's gonna need the other piece. I don't think you can even tell that it worked like this. And if you put those other two on it, it's gonna be fine. God damn it. Every single one of these in depot last night was terrible. And I thought I found two good ones, but I got a crack there.
I'll put some glue in it and tape it all the way.
There we go. So
Give me your glue bot and some tape.
it's right up there. And then I don't know, you had my tape last. Do you know what you did with it? I mean, here's this roll. It's not open yet, but you can open it. So I'm gonna try, wife, while I finish cutting these up, she's gonna throw some glue in that and run some tape around it. We'll see if it dries up and is solid. If it's not, I might need to trim a little bit off. But literally, we dug through like 30, 40 sheets of this shit last night, trying to find two good ones. And it was like 9:30 at night in the dark out on the patio. So, good time.
It's gonna have a lot of glue because it's not very cracked.
That's okay.
step. Our next step after this will be we'll run sander across the two pieces that got cut. Get our sanding marks off. Get our saw marks off around it. And we'll miter it together and pretty much be done. Alright, I know you're behind me. Hope I didn't get you. I guess you guys looking at the bandsaw. There we go. Ah. There we go. But more than likely, I will probably end up trimming a little bit off of it. Just because I don't think I'm going to have the length to miter this frame all the way around it. I might, like, big cut, a little bit extra. So I might be able to make it extra. More than likely. Alright, very last pass on the very last board. Woohoo! Tiny bit of cleanup on these on the inside.
A few spots where. Uh-oh. I forgot I unplugged you guys. Better get your plug back in before you die again. Don't get up and hold the applause. Oh. It took forever and a half. That was way too long. But I might be able to afford at least a router bit out of this. Maybe a new dado stack. So as long as we make progress. I'm gonna take what happened? There we go. I'm going to take a quick smoke break. Just going to step outside the garage, and then I'll be getting right back at it. Yeah, I smoke like a chimney, Keith. I'm sorry.
We have to get some,
Yeah.
like one roll to it.
Oh, that was. God damn it. Hey, Ken. You're not talking about here, are you, Keith? Yeah, they're just cedar 2x4s. They were green. Roughs on. Like $15 a pop. So you get out the sander and get ready to clean up those edges real quick. Ugh. How long have I been going? 2 hours and 36 minutes? Dang it. I guess that's actually not too terrible. Still like 30 some bucks an hour. I thought it was way worse than that. I thought it was at like 4 or 5 hours. I feel like it has been. Probably will be around 4 hours though, so it'll probably be like $25 an hour or so. How are you doing today, Ken? So you weren't here earlier. I'll show you what all we've been working on today. What?
Too hot.
It is too hot. So we got filmed 2 frames for these. And then this morning we finished up the picnic table with removable cookie sheet. So she can use it for table scraps and pull it out and clean it. Have little magnets on the end to lock it into place. So that turned out pretty cool. You're a smoker though too, Keith, right? Pretty sure I've seen you smoking on Discord. All right. Buzz over these and get these mitered and get done with this project so I can move on to the next one. Probably go get some lunch after this. I'm just trying to take off the top.
But finding a more efficient way to cut these nails is going to be huge. I plan on we're going to prototype out a few trellises to see what I can make. And they're going to be a high dollar, like $150 a piece. We got a lot of them. Good night. This is not the most exciting live you guys have ever watched.
So that one is ready to be mitered. So we're going to lean it up over here in the corner. We got Ken and John on here. Damn. Welcome back, John.
Just trying to buzz over these. Take off my sunlight. I'm not going to bother sanding that half of it. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm only going to get one out of this head. This cracked on that end. I didn't see that right. Got it. That's why I got to include that extra 10% in my bid.
sheet of sandpaper.
That one's toast.
Hey, baby.
One of these days, what I really want to get is a drum sander. That'd be amazing. Just feed all these.
When the usable part is done. Yes, I was referring to my wife, not you, John. I love you, but not like that.
That crack is really bad on the back. So I squirt some glue in there and put some sawdust. Wipe it down, put in more glue and more sawdust. So you just need to fix pan.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, no, she was walking in the garage right after I said hi to you. So. Does anybody know of any good sets of spring router bits? I can get multiple sizes. how much wood running out. How fuzzy it's got. Some of these were one side of these last two coming off the joiners. Now they're all fuzzy. It might actually work out kind of nice. It's dry, it'll So I believe that leaves me with 4 to sand. Halfway through the sanding. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Ooh, we're gonna need a beer tonight. Shit. Sylvia! Give me 2 seconds, guys. Be right back. Completely spaced with the headache of this project. I've got one of the little planters that someone's coming to pick up today as well. And on that, we need to add a dragonfly to it. So that'll be fun. She's gonna cut that out real quick for me.
Planters, so I can see if we have the Mom I Love You one.
Yeah, we gotta look for the right planters, see if we got one of those or if we gotta cut out the right cutter. Here, let me look at his message. It may have been that one. It said. Let me look. Sorry, guys.
Oh, we have a Mom I Love You also, so we've got those.
So either way, we have it. Okay.
All right, I just need to go make the. You're frozen.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I gotta look real quick and. It's a crazy day around here. Like
I'll go make the fucking pattern.
3 or 4 projects going out the door. Does it spark at all? What does he mean by spark? Let's see. Mom with heart, or Mom was saying, so the mom with the heart will work. Just dragonfly. So literally all the information he gave me. He just wants a dragonfly. Or dragonflies.
Just tell him like 4:00.
4, not 3.
What time is it right now?
2. An hour.
I guess 3.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Adding the dragonfly. So this one is some sort of like memorial piece for dude's mother-in-law. Right? I'm always covered in sawdust, especially if I don't shave. I'm not quite as scruffy as a lot of you guys, but super short like this, it just catches all the more. Like my dog's hair, I get that shit in like the 5 o'clock shadow. I gotta shave to get that out. I can't wash it out. It just like sticks to it. Okay, he said, okay, thank you, sweet. And I can't remember it. But this guy paid entirely. So, nothing to collect. But that's alright. Still made the money. Ay, working on the weekend, like usual, way up in the deep end, like usual. Haven't done my taxes. I'm too turned. Bitch, this plane knocked out. Way up in the deep end, like usual. I'll be careful, I'm going to be saying the N-word on YouTube. Probably frowned upon on YouTube. I don't mean anything by it. But rap songs are not something I can sing along to on YouTube. I probably shouldn't in the first place because I'm white as hell, but it's fun. Who doesn't like some Drake? Good, man. How's the shop moving? Is that why you're talking about building benches this morning? You're going to build a new bench for the shop? I'll be all right. All right. There we go. What's up, soldier? Thanks for stopping in. All right. So what I'm working on right now, soldier, is this. I got all of these jointed, ripped, dadoed, just sand off saw marks, and then I'm probably gonna figure out exact size on the lattice sheets. We'll cut those down, and then we'll miter the frame and put it all together. Almost there. All right. So these are actually in order. I originally ordered 2 7-foot trellises, and then messaged me back the next day, basically changed the whole order, but still wanted to pick them up today. I'm about an hour away from when he was originally supposed to pick them up, but I contacted him and let him know. We're running just a little bit behind, but I think if I still get it to him today, that's a heck of a turnaround. Considering I didn't get his deposit until like 5:30 last night. So, all right. So let's run. I'll bring you guys with me. I think we got enough battery to maybe run. No, not really. Jeez. How much I gotta trim these down? I can't remember if these are a true 96 or how long these are. Getting seasick? How are you getting? Hey, nowhere. How's it going? How come you're getting seasick? You're not at sea yet, so. Yeah, so these are 96. Can I grab it for you?
I need a measure.
Measurer.
Yeah.
Measurer.
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 Rubber.
A rubber. A measurer. So this is what's going out today. It's one of many things.
Oh, this one's like quicksand. It's gross.
All right, so if we're going to do let's see here. Those I could trim just to 96. I only have to take 5/8 off. Question with that, no. They're gonna have to nail every single one of these. Okay, longer than the 2x4. Whew. I'm gonna have to do some rearranging, guys, to be able to get those sheets up on the table saw and have them be supported all the way around.
All right, I'm gonna go cut this out.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pause. Well, not pause. I'm gonna end this live for a second. Once I get that all situated, I'll pop back up and cut those down and get this frame around it. But it's gonna take me a minute to rearrange shit. Get set up to cut those. So I will catch you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching this whole time. I really appreciate it, even if you just had it up playing. I really, really do appreciate you guys. I hope to see you again soon.